Yes, welcome to another edition. A little late today. But I love you anyway. I love all of you. And I love all of you too. Welcome to another edition of the Gare Bear Review. Yes, welcome to where all the nerdiest collides to the Gare Bear Review. I am your host, the Gare Bear himself. And today, we're going to get a little undead. Yes, today we're going over PPZ, or Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. Yes, the 2005, if you will, Keira Knightley film based on the Jane Austen novel from 1813. Yes, you heard me correctly. Which this is adapted from. Now in 1813, yes, there was a book called Pride and Prejudice, and yes, there was a 2005 Keira Knightley movie which she starred in, which was boring, and yet still one of the greatest works of all time. I can respect that. 2009, a man, nay, a genius, Seth Graham Smith, the three-man genius, wrote not one, not two, but three PPZ novels. Yes, there are three in this series. So, if I digress, if this movie did well, which I'm hoping it did, because it was awesome, because it was zombies, and it was totally British, and I will get into that soon, but I'm letting you know it was super British. But three books. Now, if my calculations are correct, and if I go into the future, and possibly the past, because let's look at Harry Potter, shall we? Let's look at Divergent. Let's look at any book series that becomes Maze Runner. Hello. The only one that's probably not going to do anything is The Giver, because it sucked. Donkeys. Yeah, it sucked big donkey balls. But I digress. I put that in my pocket for later. There could be possibly two more Pride, Prejudice, and Zombie movies, which I will be more than happy to oblige to love and caress my hands upon those tickets for, because this needs to be a series. It needs to be a franchise. It needs to be done. The book, I've read this book after the movie, so let's it was kind of late for me. Now I did read Pride and Prejudice, in school. I did read the book. I didn't watch the movie though, because again, Yawnsville. But it's actually, I had to, because it was a high school requirement. It was a school requirement actually, in general. But so I read that. Now the funny thing is that the book, it's funny because the movie is based off of a book that is adapted from the movie, which is adapted from the book, if you're following along. So the Jane Austen novel, 2005 movie, 2009 book series, another movie. You caught up? Good, so am I. Let's move on. But now this movie was directed and written by Burt Stevens, who's done 17 again, Charlie St. Cloud, and all I'm thinking is there's no Zac Efron, and good, because I don't need that hair-waving douchebag, ab-wearing hog, whatever, in my movies, although he's hilarious. Especially in Neighbors, and hopefully Neighbors 2 comes out soon so I can watch the shit out of it. But there was no Zac Efron, considering the director. The cast was actually quite interesting, because there were only maybe a few people that I liked watching. I came to this movie because I loved the concept of the 1800s, the ambiance, the language is what I really, really after. For some reason, I float towards the language of the olden days. Shakespeare in the Park. Doth mother know you weareth her drapes? Shit like that. It's incredible to listen and to watch, because nobody else talks like that anymore, and I love the way people would express themselves whether it's through love or through anger, and use these words that are just eloquently put. It's incredible. And to put it in a zombie movie is just the complete opposite and the complete utter chaos of awesomeness. Who wouldn't want that? The cast, I go back because you bring in Lily James, who recently who's coming off of being Cinderella, and then you have Sam Riley, whose voice was way too hard to bear. Uh, but I'm praying I highly doubt it's his real voice, but I digress. You recognize him from Bitstinium and Maleficent. He was the crow, the thing that turns into a dragon, not her. Yeah, well, I'm getting far behind. And then you add the other cast, the sisters to Lily James in this. You have Bella Heathcott, Elle Bamber, Millie Brady, Suki Waterhouse. You know, they're not really fairly. They're fairly nobodies in the America circuit, the U.S. circuit, but in Britain and in Europe, they're actually pretty popular. They've been on long standard shows. They've done a few hits and misses with short films and stuff like that. And then you go to Lena Headey, who you should know from Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles, as well as, well, Game of Thrones, and of course the Doctor Matt Smith. So you can clearly see that there it went from British to like super British within an instant. It got real British real quick. And that's kind of what you wanted. I love it when it goes super British because I laugh at it and it's hilarious. The movie on its own, it was rated R, so you got to see the head slicing, the blood. I believe it was rated. Was it rated R? Whatever. But you did actually get to see the majority of the head slice, the fighting, and that's what made it clearly awesome. And it's the whole story revolves around these sisters in the 1800s who are defending themselves and their family against this virus. We all know it's a zombie apocalypse virus. We all know it becomes that. It always becomes that. And putting those two cultures together worked out tremendously. The book tells so much more, obviously, but it's what the movie showed, what was really awesome about it. And I definitely suggest that you guys check this out. I loved it. I'm probably going to buy it on DVD when it comes out, hopefully in a few months. Just check it out. I'm telling you right now, you will not be, you'll be surprised at how much you enjoy it. You should also enjoy our channel, which is down below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe, send it to your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your lovers, your ex-lovers. I don't give a shit. Do what you got to do, my man. Do what you got to do. Stay tuned, because I believe our next adventure, as you can clearly see, I'm a merc on a mission, and I've been having these little buddies on here for God knows how long. So check that out. Bye.